Hey y'all. Today is going to be a bit shorter than usual. I'm actually working on setting up my live stream uh, overlay and stuff like that. So as you can see, you now see an icon of me talking. I am going to be getting a model, so it'll be looking better eventually. But for now you get this. Hope you like it. Anyways, I've got some more news from the Etheria restart Discord. There's not really much going on, but some people have brought up some interesting concerns. And I mean, I'm actually I'm kind of on edge because the devs really haven't been saying much, but we'll get into that. And before we do, it'd really help me out if you could like and subscribe. Remember to hit the bell so that you get notifications on all the Ethereum restart info and guides. Let's go ahead and get into this. So, first off, the big thing I want to talk about is communication from the devs. This is being brought up on multiple threads. I'm concerned about it as well. Um, like I said before, I'm not sure if they're just working hard and making sure the game comes out good on the 5th, but the lack of communication is being felt not just by me, but being felt by the community as well. So it's definitely concerning. Um, And that's really all I can say about it because we haven't really gotten much updates. On that note, though, they did release an update on Twitter verifying that the launch is going to be on the 5th of June at 5 UTC 5. So look it up, see what that time is on your end, and just get ready to start when that countdown timer hits 0, right? Another concern that was brought up, this concern was brought up by Kenny on in the feedback threads. And the concern itself is the concern with multiple servers. Uh, I'm not sure if that's going to be a major issue or not. It looks like there's going to be two global servers, one Asian server and one European server. The devs have already stated that Etheria and PvE related leaderboards will be limited to your current server. Game features, including friends, union, cross server chat, will be within your region, and the Summit Arena and Phantom Theater will have global matchmaking available. And that's pretty much all that we've heard as far as the multiple server setup is concerned and the region setup is concerned. So there hasn't been much news past that given out. So like we'll have to see how that works. I'm not sure it's much of a concern because most gotcha games operate that way. At least most gotcha games that I'm used to operate that way. So I don't really don't see a problem with that. There's been some calls to increase items available in the cash shop. Uh, this issue was brought up by Ines from EOG. So basically, what they're asking for is more cosmetics and in-game items uh, to be available within the cash shop, aside from what's already given. Uh, Now, as you know, they have an option to buy skins, so I'm relatively sure they're probably going to be releasing more skins to be bought. It would just make sense. As for in-game items, I mean, that could further impact the difference between pay to win and free to play. Uh, that could be a pretty substantial issue if they allow that, because like your pay to win, they're just gonna push past everybody at that point. And I mean, that's to a degree that's gonna happen anyways, but like making it that much greater, it just ties into other problems that are being talked about as well. So might not be a great idea to go with the in-game items, but as far as cosmetics and stuff like that go, like I I can't see them not doing that. It's just if there's cosmetics, people are going to buy them. So it doesn't make sense not to go with the cosmetics. Anyways, um, a really interesting thread that was brought up by Hobie One is colorblind accessibility options. Now, this is something that hits close to home for me because while I can see color, the colors I see are all sorts of screwed up. And if you're somebody with like red green color blindness or black blue color blindness, you know exactly how I feel. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Certain colors, they just bleed. There's certain shades that I can't see. And this is something that, like I said, hits really close to home for me. And I did notice having problems with certain colors in game, like with the shells and the color differential between those. Um, it really messes up like how I deal with things. And what this thread was calling for was, just to kind of put in some kind of accessibility options for that, either visual indicators, icons, patterns, even just using rarity names would help out a ton. Because like when you can't differentiate between certain colors, it's not fun. I mean, it's not life or death, but it just makes things that much more difficult to deal with. So like I can totally get behind that thread. I know exactly where this person's coming from. Um, the next issue that was brought up was actually about story battles and the fact that they cost energy. Now, this is something that I didn't really get either because like it didn't make sense. The rewards that you're getting, they aren't really great. Um, the XP that you're getting didn't really seem all that great either. Um, the one reward that you actually get something worthwhile is always like the boss reward. So like that's it. Throughout the rest of the levels, you're just kind of sort of burning through energy, and it's forcing people to play the game like it's a stealth game and try to avoid enemies. Which I mean, that's kind of cool in its own way too, but that also kind of gets in the way of exploration and getting to those treasure chests. So like the thread itself is putting out some pretty good ideas. Also, it's by a user not a user by the name of Cirilla. So got to give credit where credit's due for bringing this up because it's definitely an issue that's been felt and been talked about by a lot of people. Even during the beta, this was going around. And the thread itself is just mentioning that the rewards gained from the battles aren't that great. If XP is the concern, then that could easily just be removed. As far as farming the levels for the drops that do drop and I guess like using them to power up other items, like you could just make those one time only, and that would fix that problem. Um, Ultimately, like this is something that I definitely agree with as well. It's not it doesn't seem ideal. There were a couple times where like I'd burn through energy just off of the story quest, and like that didn't feel right. Um, I mean, it didn't matter because all I did was recharge my energy, but I could see from like a free to play standpoint where that would really get in the way because free to play is going to be trying to manage their energy as much as possible, and that's just getting in the way of it. And they're not even getting good rewards for that. Like, I can agree with that being a huge problem for them. Um, Anyways, that's really all I've got for you today. Um, like I said, I'm in the middle of setting up my ability to stream, and once I do get it set up, I think between now and when Ethereum Restart goes live, I'm probably going to be playing various games. One that I'm looking forward to is Tainted Grail: The Fall of Avalon. Um, I played it all during early access. It's a great game. It plays very much like Skyrim, so I'm really looking forward to digging into that, and I will probably be streaming that out. So if you want to see a stream about that game, by all means, hop on in, and I'll see you there. Also, don't feel like you can't drop comments into my videos. I'm always down to communicate. So like if you're finding that I'm lacking in any way, please communicate that to me. It's gonna help make me a better person. I always like feedback. Um, and hey, if you just want to chat, hop on in the comments. I'll chat with you. I got no problem with that. On that note, I'm gonna go ahead and peace out of here. So y'all have a wonderful day. Peace.